So many nights sleeping on me, but I finally realized I'm all that I need. I'm that girl, been that chick, never needed no one else. I've been that bitch, plenty on my line, a couple on the side. Baby, I'm a dime, that face card don't decline. So tell me what it's giving, oh, I can tell you're living for this, what you've been missing, boy. Tapping into my energy, that bitch energy.
Every time. Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to Astute Queen Bee's Thoughts. I am Astute Queen Bee, and welcome to my channel. What do I want to say? It's Sunday morning, and first and foremost, I would like to thank God for waking me up another day and let me see the sunshine, the flowers bloom, and that the world has not stopped. I'd appreciate it when you come in the building. You will ring my doorbell. That lets me know that you're here. And that's the same thing as the thumbs up. And again, if you don't like the live, feel free to hit the thumbs down. It still gives me an interaction. Let me know what you're up to, what you like, what you don't like. I just hopped online just to see who was up. Most people might be at church if they go to church, or getting ready for their Sunday dinner. But I just popped on to say hello to everyone and wish everybody a blessed Sunday and hope that everyone is doing well. Also, I wanted to say, excuse me, I got a couple of new subscribers and I want to thank them and I appreciate them for subscribing to the channel. Also, I want to thank my original subscribers being so kind and patient with me. So I thank them for that. Let's see, what can we chit chat about this morning? Not gonna make nothing big or bold about anything. I just wanted to somewhat kind of show my face today and see how the flow is going out here in the world for everyone else. I had first, let me say thank you to Queen Sheba Darling for being such a sweetheart and allowing people to express themselves without anger, rage, or frustration. Even if you don't agree, grown women over there, we learn to disagree, to agree to disagree, should I say, rather. I wanted to say thank you to her for her kind spirit. Her spirit. That's just one lady I could rock with. I can say that wholeheartedly because I like the way she moves. Some people may not understand it, but I do, and I totally, totally enjoy it. Um, but I just wanted to say, I hope that everybody has a beautiful day. I hope you enjoy your Sunday with your family if possible. Um, Today is Sunday, and I will be finally going home. No more babysitting today, but it's been a rough week. But God pushed us through, as Queen Melody Cherie Rogers loves to say. I pushed through it. It was rough, but I pushed through it. Um, I just want to say a little bit about it. Like I said, I have a cousin. Mm, she's more like a grandparent to me, actually, than just a cousin. But we all have things going on in our lives that we don't talk about with others or share with others. And I feel like some things I can share and some things I can't. Um, I will leave the situation as far as my cousin alone for now. But anybody that know that anybody that's suffering from that are the elderly and that are suffering from like Alzheimer's, dementia, um, it's another one I can't think of what it's called. But if you know anybody that's going through those issues, it's a lot. And I take my hat off to anybody that is dealing with that. Also, anybody that I know or don't know that may be dealing with a sickness or health, with their health, I want them to know that I'm always praying for them and I'm keeping them in my prayers, praying that God continues to bless them with another day and make them excited about being able to wake up another day and see it on God's green earth. That's really all. Because a lot of people are losing their lives for silly stuff. We talked about the submarine yesterday. I'm still not feeling it, and my heart is hurting for that mother because the mother stated that the son told her he didn't want to go with his dad, and apparently his dad made him go. So that's horrible, especially to have to lose a child like that. I know I would be in a padded room somewhere, losing my scruples. I ain't gonna lie about it. My son is my son, but he's also my one of my best friends. And I say that now because he's grown, he's an adult. I love him to death and he knows it. Our family, we have a small little knit family, but our family is tight. We have our issues just like any other family. But we love each other dearly. And we wouldn't change not one person for the world. Not for the world. So I know that it's a lot of y'all that have family members that y'all are close to, some that you're not close to. It's just a lot. Also, I wanted to say, which has been heavy on my heart for a long time, and I'm going to share this. It's my personal business, and I'm going to share it because I know sometimes when I talk and I let things out of my mouth, then I can deal with them properly or try to understand what to do. And I'm one of those people that was born in the 60s. Um, I always say how old I'm 55, so I was born in 68. Um, but I never had the gracious honor to meet my grandmothers or my grandfathers. I don't know any of my grandparents on either side of my family. Now I know pictures from my grandmother, from my freckles, from my mama's family, my dad's family. I don't have a clue about any of them. And I wish I did. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. But then again, yes, I do. And anyone come in the building, I appreciate it. Good morning, sis. How are you? Yeah, I'm one of those people. That's why I tell people all the time, don't take your elderly for granted. Don't take your grandparents for granted. Don't take your mama for granted. Because I don't have my mama or my dad or my father, because he wasn't a dad. He was my father. Um, I I met a couple of family members from my father's side of the family, but I didn't meet my grandparents. So I don't even know what my grandparents on my father's side even look like. So I was thinking about trying to maybe do some more investigating and asking my brother from my father's side some more questions about our family, because he gave me a couple of nuggets that I never knew. And I appreciate him for that, because a lot of stuff nobody um nobody's ever told me about. Doing fine, Queen. Thanks. Pray all is well. I'm okay. I'm okay today. I get to go home today. Because that babysitting that 86-year-old boy, that was a task for this week. It really was a task this week. She fought me back with everything she had. But I love her dearly. I do. I love her dearly. That's why I know I can't stay on here long, because she might come out of that bedroom after feeding her. No, she gonna fall asleep. That's I forgot. Hot breakfast make her fall asleep, so she ain't getting ready to come out here right now. But yeah, that's something I said I think I need to start digging into, is asking more questions. Because I think when I was younger, it didn't matter to me, because me and my father's relationship was weird. Like, yeah, I know where he's at most of the times, but it's not like um I was a daddy's girl or anything. That, like, my uncle, I considered my dad to me, because he helped raise me. He paid for me to go to private school. He took care of me. He took care of my mom when he didn't have to. So that was my dad to me. Now, my father, he ain't really do nothing, but I knew who he was. And I'm gonna tell this little story too, and that's why I think women need to make sure, men too, need to make sure their kids know their siblings. They need to make sure they know their siblings. I say that why? Because there are too many kids out here that women have had by different men, and he goes somewhere else and make other kids, and those kids know nothing about those kids. So I believe parents need to make sure that their kids know their siblings, so they don't end up dating them, because I've been seeing that going on a lot, and that's strange. Dating them, marrying them, having kids with them. No, let them know them. I met my brother. I'm gonna tell you how I met my brother. It's a funny story. It was a fluke. He actually doesn't remember it, but I remember it because he did it to me. But when I was about maybe 8 or 9, I was in the park playing with the boys like I always do, and this new boy came around, and he was friends or something with one of the other kids that was in the park with us one day. And my father had actually bought me a bike. That was shocking, but he bought me a bike. Um, and that was the first time I got to ride my bike. And this new boy was playing with us. You know how kids are. Kids welcome everybody. They don't care who you are. You there? Hey, yeah, come on over here and play. So he was like, "Oh, that's a nice bike. Can I ride it?" I said, "Well, I just got it. I don't want nothing to happen." He's like, "I ain't gonna do nothing to your bike. I promise you, I'm not gonna do nothing to your bike." My dumb behind said, "Okay, you can ride it, but bring it right back." I let that boy ride my bike. He bought it right back, but when he bought it back, I had a flat tire. Talk about an angry girl that wanted to fight him something terrible. I was so pissed. I was so pissed. He was like, "Don't worry about it. My dad to fix it." He said, my dad is coming up this way later on. I asked my dad to fix it for you." So me being nosy, because I was a nosy little kid. And the only reason why I was nosy kid, because back in the day, kids stayed out of grown folks' business. When you don't sit your behind around, go grown folks' business, get out of here. Go outside somewhere. Grown folks is talking, get out of here. Girl, yeah, he flattened my tire. I was so mad. I literally wanted to fight him. Because I only fought boys. I didn't fight the girls. I fought boys. But I wanted to fight him. So he said his father was coming. I was like, okay, fine. Let me go I got to tell my mother. Come with me around here to tell my mother and my uncle. So when we got around to my house, he was like, well, my dad is coming out over this way, so I could ask him to visit. So me and my mom, I asked him, I was like, well, what's your dad's name? And he told me what it was. I was like, that's weird because my dad name is that. I said, what's your dad first last name? He said the last name. I said, damn, that's my dad last name. He was like, what? I said, yeah, my father has that same name. So my mother went in the kitchen, got that house phone. That's how old, that's how long ago it was. Got that house phone and called my father. And that was the day that I found that I had siblings. I actually had, because two of them have passed away now. God rest their souls, and I miss them. Those, oof, I was the tightest with them. It was 4 boys and a sister. Now my sister, I don't claim her anymore because she don't claim me, so I don't care. Yeah, child. It really wasn't even time for a talk because my mama ain't care. My mama wasn't with him no more. She wasn't messing with him or nothing no more, so it didn't even matter. But come to find out, we did find out we are only 11 months apart, which is hilarious. And we all look alike. We all resemble, we all look alike. And I'm like, dag, that's just crazy. So I had a sister, supposed to be my sister, but she don't like me. I ain't never did nothing to her. But when I was younger, she used to take me everywhere she went. Her and her boyfriend that used to live around the corner from me. His name was Kevin. I knew him. I grew up with him. He was older than me, but I knew him since I was a little kid. She used to take me to the water parks, to Great Adventure, all different kinds of places. But it seemed like as I got older, I know her mama didn't like my mama, but I'm like, don't be mad at my mama. Be mad at your husband. Because I don't even think my mama even knew if they was married or not. I don't know. I don't care. Um, I'm not the only one. And I found out that too, that there should be another sibling somewhere that might have been in Florida somewhere that might be the oldest of all of us. Even my brother that it passed away that was in his 60s. I heard there was supposed to be another. Yeah, people change, even family check my. It was crazy. But we all resemble. It is bananas, but we all resemble. And it's crazy because me and my brother, my youngest brother, he's older than me, but youngest than me. We look more alike than everybody else, but we all look alike. Even my niece looks just like us. But my sister, she don't mess with me, I don't mess with her. I know her mom had an issue with me, but I'm like, how you mad at a kid? You can't be mad at a kid, especially if you don't know the situation. But come to find out, my dad ain't been with that lady in a long, long time. She just never remarried and changed her name. Because every girlfriend that he's had since I started hanging around my dad, I was close to them. I loved them. They were the coolest women, and I stayed with them. I didn't even worry about running to go hang with my dad. It was like, no, I'm good. I can stay here with her. Let him do his thing. But his thing was drinking. So yeah, I don't want to be underneath that anyway. But I tell people, I didn't go through a lot. I went through a lot of things, but not similar to most people, because most people go through some real hard things. I've been through hard times, but not dealing with hard things. But just simple stuff. Like, didn't like my father drinking. That bothered me. I don't drink. I can drink, but I don't really drink because it does nothing to me. So I don't waste my money. Um, I try not to waste other people's money unless they just want to buy me a drink and they find something I'll drink. But I don't drink. And my father was an alcoholic, and my mother didn't drink. I normally don't talk about it, but Indigo, you know what? This has been a blessing, in disguise for me, sorta, because I can talk to y'all, and I can tell y'all how I think and what's in my mind. Because I told you I hold a lot of stuff in my head. That's why lots of times when I do lives, it feel like they all over the place, but in my mind they're not all over the place because it's like, okay, whatever's the closest to your mind, get that out. But I also know I do this because I know there's a lot of girls or boys that have been through this. Like they got a father, but he has a whole family somewhere else. They've been doing that forever. But I just want people to be cautious, be mindful and cautious. If you have, and that's no disrespect to them either, if you have kids by two different fathers, make sure that those kids know their siblings, so they're not end up in a space where they might end up dating them again, having kids with them, not liking them, whatever. Like, my brothers love me, and I know that because they make sure, even to this day, the two that I have left, they make sure they let me know that, and I let them know that I love them too. My sister, I ain't thinking about her. She ain't thinking about me. I ain't thinking about her. So I don't count her. Because I got tired of back and forth, and we gonna make this right now. She apologized and making things stupid, and you still go back to the same habit. I said, okay, that's probably why you're in your third marriage. But do you, boo? That's just how I felt at the time. I didn't care. Yeah, it is. And then I was a kid that was very close to my uncle. So, like I said, that was like my dad. So I didn't care about all the other stuff. I knew he had me. I would hang with my dad, hang with his girlfriends. His girlfriends was always cool. They took care of me very well. And if they had kids, one or two, me and them were cool. But after a while, I got to the point where, like, why am I making so much an effort? And then I got offended because when my mother got sick and he was still out in the streets, I told him, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go check on her. He never went. So that pissed me off. And that started making me feel an extra way about him. And just little things. If I would ask him for money or something now, like I said, all my other brothers are way older than me. Way older than me. He'd be like, oh, such and such need this. They grown and got jobs. You ain't got to get them nothing. Like, man, you can't give me $20. Like, for real? That's how we doing it? Yeah, I ain't coming around here no more. So I did that. Because I'm like, I don't ask him for nothing. I was like, I never used to ask him for nothing. I'm like, you just gonna lie in my face acting like, oh, your brother need this. Like, my brother don't got a job and a whole family, his own self. Like, stop playing in my face. You need that $20 to get drunk. Don't play with me. I learned better. I know better. So I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. And then when I had my son, when my mother passed away, he didn't come to her funeral. I was done with him. I hadn't heard from him, didn't see him, nothing. So after I had my son, I seen him one time on the street where bums hang out on. He was bum behind, was on that street. And I showed him his grandson. I said, this will be the first and the last time you see him, because I know I wasn't going to see him no more. And I started calling him by his last name. I said, you don't deserve the right to be called father or dad, because you've never done that. You still won't do it. You'd rather drink that bottle than interact with your children, whether they're old or not. So I was like, yo, look, I got to the point where I'm like, look, this is your grandson. His name is such and such. This is how old he is. This will probably be the first and last time you see him, and probably the first and last time you'll see me. I wish you nothing but the best, but I see where you at early in the morning. And if you hanging on this street, you drunk, you waiting for that liquor store to open. So I can't mess with you. So I'm gonna keep it pushing. And I kept it pushing. I did. I kept it pushing. I gotta change the title of this because I did not plan on going into this story time. But hey, it's a story time. It's a morning story time. So anybody to come through, please hit the like button. If you're catching the replay, hit the like button, drop some crowns in the chat. If you are a royal gladiator, I would truly appreciate it. And hit that thumbs up. So back to my story time, because like I said, I'm gonna change the title of this video. Let's see. The last girlfriend he had, I was really cool with her. And I found out that he ended up in a nursing home, in the hospital. And I was like, okay, not my business. I don't care. And I never felt guilty about saying that. And my cousin used to tell me, I was like, because if he passed away, I'm not going to his funeral. And she was like, yes, you are. I said, you can't make me go to that man's funeral. That man ain't never done nothing for me. I said, heck, I could have had a different daddy. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't need him. He didn't do nothing. So why am I stressed off of it? I'm not going. But I only went because my brothers asked me to go. If they didn't ask me to go, oh Lord, I'd have never went. Parents don't understand that kids won't be kids forever. They will grow up and remember how they treat. Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't mean or nasty to me. That he wasn't. But he was never a father to me. He wasn't a father to me. So I treated him the way he treated me. Like I wasn't there. Like I wasn't important. So to me, my personal feelings. Good morning, Miss Magic. How are you, Queen? Hope all is well. Yeah. He wasn't mean to me by any extent at all. But the parenting that he should have been doing, he dropped off on his girlfriends. And that pissed me off. So one of the girlfriends actually, after my father was in a nursing home and I seen her and I loved her. And she was like asking me if I was mad at her too. And I was like, what you mean if I'm mad at you too? She said, well, everybody else is mad because I put him out. I was like, lady, you should have put him out like 4 years ago. I said, Blue, the fact that you dealt with him for as long as you did, I give you kudos for that because I'd throw him out. I said, because you worked too hard. She was a nurse. She working 16-hour shifts, 5 days a week. And all you want to do is sit around this lady's house and get drunk? No, put him out. You should have been put. I told her you should have been put him out. I said, I don't hold no ill will from you. I said, because you loved me. And I appreciated that because you took care of me. You didn't say, okay, that's your daughter. You do what you're supposed to do. No, you treated me as if I was your own. So I respect you in that way. I said, but if you would have felt like that before, I wish you'd have said something to me because I'd have told you. Because by then I was grown. I was like, I'd have told you, leave that man because he's just wasting space and he ain't doing nothing. I'm like, you can't get mad at somebody if they tell the truth. You just can't. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. I went to the funeral with my brothers. My other brother that passed away 3 years ago now from cousin 19 while he was locked up hurt my heart and it made my knees buckle because that was one of my coolest brothers. And then my oldest brother passed away and it was not his health. It was not he passed away in his sleep. It was not just normal stuff. It was something some chick did and gave him some drugs or something and they did something to him. I don't know the full story, but I know it wasn't a natural death. I'll just say that. If I could know what that lady looked like, I would run up on her, but I can't because I don't even know her. Never met her a day in my life. It was supposed to be my brother's ex-girlfriend. But yeah, I love my brothers. I have only two, and they're, like I said, they're from my father's side. I don't have no siblings from my mother's side, so it was always just me and my mother. It was me and my mother and my uncle. Then it was me and my mother, and that was cool. It was a little weird, but it was cool. But people always say I'm so sorry. I pray that you all get the understanding and peace you deserve. I thank you for that, Miss Magic. I've actually, like I told Indigo, I actually have I'm finding the peace with that because it's old, and I'm 55. I mean, we all carry baggage that we don't remember we can sometimes carry, and it be heavy. You got to get it off. This allows me to do that as well. I don't have to say names. I can tell you I'm talking about me, but I don't have to say who I'm talking about besides me. You know what I mean? It just makes it easier. And I said I was gonna make my other page. I think I'm gonna do in my diary on my old page. But yeah, I just don't understand how men can run around and just make babies and hump all kinds of women like rabbits. Like I don't understand the logistics of it. I don't understand what is it in their mind that makes them say, "Oh, I'm gonna go over here and make this baby over here, and I'm messing with her over here. Maybe she'll have one for me too." His Majesty said, I was just literally thinking last night. I'm glad I apologized to people I've hurt. I feel you, sis. I promise you, I feel you. Because yeah, you never know. Lord, hold on for a second, y'all. My apologies, folks. My phone rang. Like I said, I'm chilling. Let me see. Yeah, closure is so relieving once you're able to get it out. Right, definitely. That's why it's so important to take accountability. We have all left a negative effect on someone. Yeah, I say that I believe that wholeheartedly. But me myself, it is crazy, and I mean this. It's just the truth. I've never actually went out to hurt anyone. Some people go out to hurt people on purpose. You know what I mean? Only people I know I've ever hurt is an ex that I broke up with because they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. Now, if I hurt anybody else, I can apologize, but I don't bother people. I'm a person that I take accountability for anything I've done wrong. It's like I have a situation I'd had to deal with my son. I explained to him the whole situation and I apologized to him for me not being a better parent in that situation. Because other than that, I know that I've been a great parent, especially to raise him by myself. I had a little bit of help here and there, but you know, once kids start to get older, people don't want to be bothered. They like them when they babies, where they can carry them around, make them look all cute, and then pass them back off to their parents. So I had to let my son understand how our family moves, and our family, he loves his family, and I'm proud about that as well. And he knows people he can talk to in his family, and children need to be. He's not a child anymore, but oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. People just have to learn to treat people literally the way you want to be treated. If you want people to be nice and kind to you, you have to be nice and kind to them. You have to give them the thoughts that okay, maybe she not fake. Because some people think women fake to be nice until they get their clutches in you or get too close to you, then they turn on you. I'm not that type of sister. I've never been that type of sister because I don't expect nobody to do that to me either. Let's see. I know of people that said they will never forgive that person that hurt them as a child, and they're typing to their grave. All I could do was send positive energy for their healing. You know what, sis? I was one of those people. I can't lie. I was one of those people. I said I would never forgive that man. But, and like I said I was never going to go to his funeral. But I did go. I did go. So I had to make peace with that. And as I got older, I got to the point by saying, you know what? He not here no more. So stop stressing off of it and stop holding on to it. So I had to learn to let go and let God. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because heck, he can't come back and make it right. Man said, "Whoops, typing too fast." That was sweet. But yeah, it, I need fathers to understand. All little girls don't have to be a daddy's girl. You know what I mean? All girls aren't daddy's girls, and all girls that didn't have their dads, are not always looking for a mate to be their daddy. Some are, some aren't. Yeah, but see that I only have issues with people that really my family. Now the people that I used to hang with or know from back in the day or grew up with that I don't like, I don't mess with them because I know how you were when we were young, And I can see some of their mindsets is still in the same space. So it's like, yeah, I'm not messing with you now either. Back up and keep it pushing. That's what I do. Because I don't like all that drama. I don't like all that negativity. It bothers me. Because then when people start just constantly being negative, it makes me lose my grip. Oh, before I forget it, anybody stops through, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Drop down in the chat, have a conversation if you would like to. We would appreciate it. I've always been a daddy's girl, and my mom was more like my sister. Oh, see, that that could be a, ooh, that could be a tussle. That could be a tussle. See, my uncle. Like I said, I call my uncle my daddy. I was a daddy's girl when it came to him, but because he took me everywhere with him. It is not easy, so I could really just judge their decisions and for me. She still has boundaries though. I got boundaries. I have boundaries. Yeah, I know I have boundaries. But yeah, I really don't have issues. Like I really didn't have a bunch of even issues when I was younger. It's just that I learned people's character quickly. So yeah, my mom had me late in life. Mom had me when she was 40. So my mom was a different type of mom. She was a different type of mom. And I had to learn certain life lessons on my own. And she was not a bad mother whatsoever. My mother didn't curse. My mother didn't drink. My mother was an angel on earth. So I know she's dancing all the time up in heaven. And that's straight no chaser. My mother was one of God's angels. And I know that because she took care of everybody. She took care of kids she didn't have to. She was sweet to everybody. My friends, I don't care if they were girls or guys or whatever, she would let them come and hang at my house while I wasn't even home. I wouldn't even make it home from school yet. And I got a house full of kids. It's like, Mom. She was like, what? They was waiting for you. I was like, lady, if you don't stop. Majesty, there are some things that take longer to forgive. I'm with you on that. Yeah, there are some things. I have yeah. There are some things that are really, really deep that it takes time to get over. Like my mother has been gone for almost 30, basically 30 years. That I haven't gotten over because I make sure I have a conversation about her sometimes before I go to bed or try to have a conversation with her before I go to bed. Indigo, I'm the same way. It was just after before it was just me and my mother. After my uncle was gone, it was just me and my mother. So when my mom passed away, it was just me and my son. So that's where we at now. It's just me and my son and my daughter-in-law. Cause I love her. Ooh, I tell people all the time, if God gave me the perfect child, God knew what my patience could handle. He knew what was best for me, and he knew what kind of child to bring into my life. Because we all know they're not our children. We just birthed them. They're God's children, but we birthed them into this earth. So I just thank God that He allowed me and gave me direction to raise this child of His in the right way. So I thank Him all the time for that. I thank my mama for that. Because for a long time I didn't want children. I was like, what am I gonna do with them? They get on my nerves. But I would watch other people's children, so it made no sense to me. But that's a whole different story. And so she was about that life, but at the same time had such an angelic aura around her. That's good because there's some people that are really, really like that. There's some people that are really, really like that. And sometimes you get to see both sides of them. But my mother didn't have a side. My mother just was one. If my mother would curse, she would cry. Okay, that's how my mother was. She went to church. She was an usher board member, deaconess. She did all that. She sung in the choir. She did all that. She loved to usher at the church. Well, Miss Magic, sister girl, do you want children? Because that's one thing people get messed up. I learned, don't worry about if your parents want grandchildren. Um, it's my sissy poo. She back. Hey, girl, out there having all that fun. It's not that I didn't try. I couldn't conceive on my own. You know what, baby girl? I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes this is no lie. Sometimes it's not even you. It's the mate that you're trying to have a child with. God might not have picked that person to be the person that you conceive with. I say that because I know I tried to get pregnant for 8 years with my mate. It never happened. And we were together for 8 years and it never happened. Once I got away from him and I ended up in a relationship, how about I got pregnant quick, fast, and to her? So don't worry. If you didn't want children at that time in your life, and heck, if you want children now, well, congratulations, because I am 55. You can still have a baby if you want to, or you can adopt. There are a bunch of children that need families. But never let your parents guilt you into having children that you don't want. Because it's gonna get to the point like, you gonna take care of this kid because I didn't ask for it. You know, you know what I mean? Because that's how I would feel. Girl, I watched your girl, you had me in tears, sis. You really did. It was so beautiful how you spoke about your grandmother. I was like, go ahead, girl. I said, this girl always want me crying. Just when she can't make me cry all the time. Honey, that's that's not right. I think you done had me cry like 3 times this week. Yeah, I think it was 3 times this week I was in tears. But yeah, I was just I'm just a different, I think, type of individual. I started as I got older to not let things bother me as much. And if they do bother me, I will never let somebody else see that they bother me. I will deal with it on my own or try to figure it out myself. That's all I can do. Because again, it's me and my son. It's me and my son against the world. Top flight security, Craig. No, I had to. I had to because the way she talks about her grandmother and the love she has for her grandmother, and because I never got to meet any of my grandparents, and then I also found out my father was adopted at a young age. So my original grandparents, I don't know who they are either. So that's just the craziness of it all. It did. It looked beautiful. It looked beautiful. It really did. But yeah, I was crying because I feel it. See, your grandmother's probably the age, or close enough to the age my mother would be now. Because in September, my mother would be 96. 96. If my mother was still alive, she would be 96. So, but she's not. But yeah, that was a story time that went way over somewhere else, which wasn't even supposed to be a story time. But that just popped in my head and said, you know what? Let me talk about this. Because, like I said, I like to use this as a teachable moment for me, and it also allows me to open up and not be so closed off. Time, queen. Absolutely. Yeah, my mother would have been. Yeah, my mother's 40 years older than me. I'm 55. She would be turning 96 on September 17th. So, see, you are so blessed, just Lindsay. Sis, you just don't have no clue how blessed you are. A lot of y'all are blessed, and I get like that's why I get mad at people in the streets when people be talking and being disrespectful to their grandparents. Lord Jesus Christ, I be wanting to cut them through the throat and knock them down because I'm like, yo, respect your elders. I believe it. I'm like, respect your elders. Like, don't do that. I don't like when people, especially youngins, are disrespectful to their elders. That pisses me off. And I be wanting to jump on little kids. Cause little kids is bad and they manage and they don't got the right mouth. But I be wanting to rock 'em, sock 'em, robot them because it be too much. But I do wish I had that blessing of knowing any of my grandparents. Like I heard stories about my mother's mom, which my mother looks so much like, but I just noticed she was born in 1897, and I said I would love to know a part of her story, but there's nobody alive in my family that can tell me part of her story that she has been through. But I know that she was a strong black woman that was 6 feet tall, built her own stove, and she built something else. I don't remember what it was. I can't either, and they do it way too much. They're disrespectful to their elders way too much, and they make me want to fight. They do. It make me want to fight them kids because I'm like, where's your parents? Why y'all ain't? Why y'all ain't? Not gonna not, some of them kids should be missing teeth because I'm sorry. Like if it was one of us when we was little kids talking to old people like, do you know what we would get? Like for real, for real. Do you know the beatings that we would get if we was disrespectful to our grandmother or elderly person? Child, please. I'm so paranoid to this day in my life. I've never met, like I said, I never met my grandparents, but I swear, if I'm going to even think about being disrespectful to an elderly person, my grandmother's going to come up from heaven and slap me in the face. So I don't do it. And that's no bullcrap. That's how I feel. Because I know not to do that. Sis, you know we love you. You know we love you. Absolutely, Miss Magic. She got a long line of strong women. And my mother, I know my mother used to like to pick corn when we used to go down south. She used to like to pick her own corn, her own peas, field peas, string beans. And I'm like, lady, it's hot out here. What you doing? Why you out here? Like when I was a little kid, she used to do that. I'm like, why you out here? It's Satan hot out here. And they was like, Mom, your mom, that's your mother's used to it. She grew up doing that. So it's easy for her. I was like, oh, okay. Because I ain't going out there in the fields. But my mama grew up in the fields. So she know. Grandmother was a sweet lady, but we never tried her. None of us. She automatically got respect. That's the way it's supposed to be anyway. Since you know that. That's the way it's supposed to be anyway. Let's see. This old lady asked me to be her, to help her with an item that top of the shelf. I helped that lady. That lady do on her shopping. Girl, ain't nothing wrong with that. God gonna bless you for that one. Know that. You gonna get a blessing for that one. I used to help my other kid. It was fun for me. It was fun for me too. I learned how to snap peas. That was my little job too. Child sit in the corner on the porch. One person is busting down, shucking corn. I'm popping string beans. My mother doing field peas. Yo, we used to have fun, and they made it fun for us. So, well, they made it fun for me because I was the only one down there. But I said if I had been a little kid that lived in North Carolina, because that's where my family's from. I lived in North Carolina as a little kid and was at my aunt's house. I would have been about 400 pounds because that lady can cook, and she cooked me breakfast every morning. And she cooked like it was only 3 of us in the house. She cooked like it was 8 people in the house. She make pancakes. She make homemade biscuits. She make grits. She make sausage. She make bacon. She just made everything. And I'm like, she trying to make me fat. I'm like, I'm skinny. I know, but I'm not that skinny. Like, mm, mm. I was like, oh my goodness, because this breakfast is too good. I could eat enough. Go down south and get some good home cooked breakfast. They breakfast tastes different than they do in Jersey. I'm sorry, it just do. And I'm mad that nobody in my family knows how to make my mother's homemade biscuits. My mother used to make them homemade biscuits from scratch. And don't nobody know how to make them. Everybody tried but me. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, they do, don't they? My daughter-in-law, her mom do that. Her mom, and she Haitian, but she's so sweet. But they told me when I first met her, it's like, she don't know how to cook for small crowds. And she got like 6 kids that she gave birth to, so it's like, I was like, now you know why she can't cook for a small group because you got them kids, baby girl. But I was like, yeah, she would cook for me, and I used to be in heaven. Yes, up early in the morning, and you ain't got no other choice but to get up because you smell the food. It's not like you don't smell it. It's like I smell that food. Somebody cooking food. Like, oh, she is tearing the kitchen down in there. And I know I'm the only kid, so a lot of that stuff is for me. My mama eat her eggs and her little toast or whatever and drink her black coffee. She's satisfied. Me, I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. That was me as a little kid. That was just the fine and fun moments for me as a kid going to North Carolina, going to family reunion. We haven't done that in years. I think my son was last time we went to a family reunion, which bothered me. I think he was maybe 5 or 8, somewhere around in there. Man, picking peas is probably one of my best bonding moments. It is a bonding moment. I wish a lot of younger kids knew that. Yes, girl. Yes, indeed. That little that little metal cup coffee pot. All day, every day. All day, every. Let me tell you something, girl. I miss them days. I might be old now, but I promise you, I miss them days of being a young. That's why I tell people don't grow up too fast. My two grandmother were totally different. I have traits from both of them. I believe it. Cause you sweet as you wanna be, Valencia. You know you are. But baby, if they piss you off, you going ham on them. I already know that. But yeah. And again, anybody come through, please hit the like button. I would truly appreciate it. And if you're catching this on the replay, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. And so I'm a Royal Gladiators. Drop some crowns in the chat for yourself. I thank y'all for coming and hang with me today. I really do. I needed this little early morning, this little kind of early morning talk with my good fam. But I do know, like my family used to tease me about as I got older, like, I don't date foreigners. They was like, what you mean you don't date foreigners? I was like, cause I know I got a slick mouth, and I know Jamaican men, African men, and any men, West Indian men, they don't like women that talk too much or talk back. And a lot of them do, not all of them, but most of them do. And it's like, I was like, no, I can't deal with that. I couldn't because you're not gonna talk to me in your kind of way, and I'm gonna let you get away with it. So I said I won't date them because we're gonna be rumbling, fighting, and rolling around on floors and stuff. How am I doing that? How about how about one time I was on the phone talking to my brother and he was giving me some family info. Child, I like to kill over like nobody business. It was like, oh yeah, because Dad's mom is from Trinidad. Um, our other our other grandmother or the grandfather is from uh where is it? I think it's Jamaica or something. I was like, ooh, okay. Well, I don't mess up no cake. Hey, Jordan's World, thank you for coming through. How you doing? appreciate you. But yeah, honey, I can't do a scratch cake. I can't do that. I can do box cake like a mug. I can do box cake like a mug. I can't do homemade cake. I wasn't taught that. My little cousin know how to That's good. Take it easy today. Take it easy today, because it's Sunday. As the rules of the government, this is God's resting day. But it Sabbath is actually on technically on Saturday. But hey, roll with the punches, y'all. You know what I mean? If you're gonna bake a cake, the biggest thing is when you bake it, follow the rules of the box. Make sure you don't have no kids around you. Don't stomp. Don't slam the door on the oven, because if you slam the door on the oven while you're doing it, it's gonna make the cake fall. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing. You're gonna try a cake. They are easy to make. I promise you, they are very easy to make. So you can make a science project out of it if you want to. But baking a cake from a box, that's easy. It is very, very easy. Some people think it's hard, but it's not that hard. And her name is the same thing on YouTube, so you should be able to find her. Sis, drop your link in my chat too. Yeah, girl, practice so because you might get bored one day. Now I was like, I feel like trying to bake something. Girl, you're more than welcome. Hey, we're a little sisterhood over here. I don't pop on live all the time. Also, Jordan, I have daily devotions. I need to update the ones for today on my homepage. But I do daily devotions. I have folders for each month. I almost made a mistake and started uploading and re-recording them over. But I remembered I did them all already. So whatever month we are in, you can always go to that folder, and I have daily devotions there. I have some rants if you want to see me go ham for a little bit, or want to see me lose my cool a little bit and cuss people out a little bit. There's some rants over there that might entertain you and make you chuckle a little bit. But feel free to go through my videos. Also check out Just Valencia. Check out Indigo Star. Oh, that's right. We didn't get Universal T Marie this morning. But like I said, everybody probably trying to get themselves ready for the day. And I'm glad I'm not good at all. Hey, I used to love to bake. I would bake a cake and I'd be home by myself. My son been ran away, or somebody in my family that took him somewhere. I'll bake a cake and be eating that cake all week. Just because I wanted something sweet. Instead of having to go to the store and buy a snack, I would bake a cake or make us some brownies. That's what I used to do. It used to be fun. So that is Just Valencia's. Just Valencia. That's Indigo Star's channel. I pinned it at the top. Yeah, I'm glad you caught it live too. I'm gonna try to do better. I'm gonna try to do better. And there's Just Valencia's page as well. Let's see, YouTube acting weird. Let me subscribe. I got you. Okay. So yeah, like I tell people, I'm on Instagram as well. I posted my Instagram on my YouTube. You can just click on it and go to my YouTube. I'm into my homepage. Click on my banner. Either my Instagram or my TikTok. They both should be there. Just on the only difference is on uh Instagram, Astute Queen Bee's Thoughts has a number one behind it. Girl, you hate sweets? Girl, I love me some. See, I'm only thing I eat is chocolate, so I can't help it. That's my only flavor I really, really like is chocolate. And my doctor has got the nerve to be telling me I gotta stop eating chocolate. I'm like, this lady is crazy. I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not never. I can't never stop eating chocolate. Now, I have not been eating a whole lot of it lately, but I can't never stop eating chocolate. That's the only flavor I like. So, again, I thank y'all for coming to hang with me. I've been here for an hour, and y'all know this lady only be doing hours. But I think this was a good conversation. But like I said, I'm gonna change the title of the name title. Damn, that sounds stupid. I feel like a weird weirdo when I said that. I'm gonna change part of the name of this live to also add story time since I added a story on here. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all get to know me a little bit. Yes, chocolate is my weakness, child. I I don't like dark chocolate. Dark chocolate just make me think. I'm gonna tell that story, but I'm gonna pre-record that story because I don't want nobody to hear me. I don't want nobody laughing at me because y'all gonna laugh at me, and I'm gonna keep it hidden after the fact. It's funny, and I'm not adding it to this live. But I say to y'all, each and every one of y'all, I thank y'all so much for coming to hang with me this morning. It's time for me to go fix her lunch, get that together. Because it is almost 12 o'clock here in the afternoon. I know it's still early for some of y'all, or it could be late, a little late for some of y'all. But I do thank y'all for coming and hanging with me today. It's been a blast. I enjoyed y'all feedback. Yes, should have named myself a Stoop Chocolate Queen, but I didn't. My nickname when I was a little kid was Chocolate Chip. So, hey, I love chocolate. Everybody know I love chocolate. So, this message, do you have a page? Because I don't remember if you have a page or not, Flo. Yeah, I'm telling you, I can have you laughing, crying, and screaming all at the same time. That's how my life is set up. That's how my life is set up. It'll drive you crazy. But I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming to hang with me for a little bit. If you caught the video in the middle, feel free to push the rewind button and start it from the beginning. And just hit the thumbs up and let me know what you think. And like I said, if you're catching this on the replay, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would truly appreciate it. I say thank you to each and every one of you for coming and rocking with me today. I truly appreciate it. Y'all have no clue how much I appreciate it. Now, what I want to do, like I did the other day, I want to send prayers out to each and every one that has lost someone recently, that is going through it bad right now. Some that are not in a good headspace right now. I pray for their strength and that God keeps them safe and sound. I pray for the people that lost their lives in that submarine shenanigans that they lied and pulled on people. And for all those, what was it? 40, I gotta upload that video. 40,000 Africans that died at sea. I have to upload the video because I can't remember the name of it. But I know it was a large, huge amount of people that lost their lives. So, before I end this live, I just want to say a prayer, and I hope no one is offended by me doing that. So, hold on for 1 second and let me play this.
Father God, I pray for my sister on the other side of this screen right now. I don't know her name, Father God, but you're all knowing, so you know exactly who I'm talking about. I lift her up to you because she is feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by anxiety. But God, I pray that she would know that the devil is a liar and anxiety is not her portion. Father God, you know her. You made her. You love her. You know the plans that you have for her. Therefore, you knew that she would be in this mental space. And so I ask that you would meet her right where she is in this moment. Help her to feel your caring arms wrapped around her, even in the dark. Help her to hear your sweet voice singing over her. God, I know that it can be so stressful and feel almost impossible to find peace when life feels like it's spinning out of control. So when she starts to feel overwhelmed by what she can't see, help her to remember that you know exactly how it's all going to play out. Help her to trust you as she steady her mind and her heart on your promises. And help her to always know that you are with her in the midst of her chaos. God, I thank you for the calm and the quiet that's going to fill her mind, her body, and her spirit. May you bless her and keep her. May you turn your face towards her and be gracious to her. I pray that in her life, nothing would be missing or broken, and that you would give her everything that she needs pertaining to life and godliness. May the presence of your Holy Spirit continue to fill her up and maximize all that she was created and redeemed to be. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Again, thank y'all for coming through and hanging with me and rocking with me. I love y'all. I'm keeping y'all in my prayers. If y'all want to hit me up anytime, feel free on Instagram or TikTok. I will be there. And I will catch you beautiful people later. It is a Stu Queen be out, y'all. Deuces.
I spent so many nights sleeping on me, but I finally realized I'm all